We're really pleased to today launch our economic snapshot for the last quarter, which demonstrates where our economy is sitting in Townsville, North Queensland. We have some really positive indicators and signs of a very strong economy across a number of sectors right here and right now. And we are obviously seeing where the impacts of COVID-19 are hitting other areas quite dramatically as well, such as our tourism, hospitality and events sector.
So there's lots of good news for the Townsville North Queensland region in this quarterly economic update. A lot of the drivers for the economy are going strong, and there's some really good economic indicators about the strength of the economy in the region. Looking at our key commodities in agriculture, with beef and sugar prices both performing extraordinarily well, and in mining, copper and gold prices are holding really firm. Copper in particular is going through a record run at the moment, and we're at the point now where we should be asking, when can we start opening more copper mines if the price is going to stay high the way it is? That's exceptional news for Townsville. Looking at some of our economic indicators, unemployment is again below the state average, and even unemployment in the regional areas, Hinchinbrook, Charters Towers and Burdekin Shires, are falling below the state average. That hasn't happened in well over 10 years. Excellent news for our region. In property, the property market is continuing to go gangbusters. Business confidence is also very strong.
Since our last economic snapshot in February 2021, the IMF have upgraded the global GDP forecast for 2021. It's up from 5.5% to 6% globally for 2021. Our region is well positioned to benefit from that global economic growth, especially through our minerals industries. However, we need an exit strategy out of the border closure to benefit more broadly from this growth, particularly in higher education and tourism. Despite the expiration of JobKeeper support, our local labour market is doing very well. Current unemployment levels are half of the level that we had in 2016, which shows a remarkable recovery in the last 5 years.
There is no denying that the last 18 months have been extremely challenging and some of, if not the most difficult times for our tourism, events and hospitality industry. Recently, Tourism Research Australia has released the year-ending December 2020 data. So this data actually demonstrates what the true impact has been for our tourism industry across the first 12 months of the pandemic. So from this data, we did see that overnight visitor expenditure declined by 34.8% and overall visitation declined by 38.6%. We did see declines across all reasons for travel, so leisure, visiting friends and relatives and corporate travel all declined as well. So more recent accommodation data does show and demonstrate that our industry was on a good trajectory for recovery post-2020. We started to see accommodation occupancy rising, which is always a good indicator that the industry is starting to see some good spend and some good visitation coming back into the local economy. Where in June 2021, we actually saw the highest occupancy rate across our accommodation sector that we had seen since 2019. Unfortunately, what we have seen since then is obviously Townsville's own lockdown, followed by border closures, and now obviously what we are seeing in the southeast Queensland with that lockdown as well. So we absolutely do anticipate and are hearing and seeing across our industry those declines starting to happen again. We are moving back into a phase where we're looking at data similar to what we saw in 2020, which is extremely concerning and certainly creating a lot of uncertainty around our industry. We have been working very closely with all levels of government and continuing to advocate on behalf of the industry for support that is required right here and now to get us through this current situation, but also looking to the future as well around stimulus packages when the industry does reopen. So that's the update of the data as to date from a tourism, events and hospitality point of view. It is a very mixed response at the moment, but hopefully we can get through this current phase of the pandemic quite quickly so we can see the recovery bounce back again. Enjoy reading through this economic snapshot, and as always, if you have any questions or anything you want to have a chat about, please feel free to reach out to us at Townsville Enterprise.